Hello, world. Oh my freaking gosh. Nick Runlet here, founder of Sovereign Mind. I just got off of a A+ quality session, and I'm very, very excited. I'm going to give you a quick recap of what we just accomplished for a new client of mine. Beautiful, heart-open woman going through a transition period in her life approached me with a few beliefs that had been haunting her since she was a child. Beliefs of, I am unworthy, a sense of I'm not enough, and finally a sense of I'm not good enough. And these three beliefs, not worthy, not enough, and not good enough, are what I call the self-worth trio. These are the three most common toxic beliefs that people have that negatively impact their sense of self-worth, self-esteem, and their ability to just do the things they want to do in the world. It's really hard to succeed at what you want to accomplish and dream big when you believe that you're not worthy of it, when you believe that you're not enough and not good enough to accomplish it. So, in about an hour, all that went away forever. And here's how. It's actually really, really crazy simple, and that's why I love communicating about this with people, to share how simple it is. Obviously, these beliefs aren't logically true. We didn't have to do any logical processing, any mindset reinterpretation nonsense in order to help her understand, oh, it's not true, honey. You ain't really actually literally not good enough, you see, because this happened because your parents and your trauma and your bullshit. It's like, no. As adults, we finally get that this doesn't have a logical root in our belief system. And that's because beliefs make more than just logical sense. They also are rooted into our past and our memories through visual sense. We think that we saw proof that we weren't worthy. We saw proof that we're not good enough. And they're most commonly, most deeply rooted with what I call emotional sense. Because not good enough, really, at the end of the day, is a feeling, isn't it? It's a thought that comes up, but it is always accompanied by that freaking feeling, that feeling of unworthy, that feeling of not enough or not good enough. So all we did over the course of an hour is identify what were the memories that are most tightly rooted and associated with not enough, with unworthy, with not good enough, these three beliefs. And there were roots that went back into childhood. There were roots that went back into schooling, her relationship with her parents, her relationship with her siblings. The good news is, when she scanned back through these memories with her mind's eye, the belief, I am unworthy, or I'm not enough, or I'm not good enough, wasn't actually ever in the picture. And that's the point. That's how you know that it's not true for you anymore, is when you never actually saw that you weren't enough. It's not possible to see a belief dangling around in three-dimensional space. And when you realize that you never saw that you were unworthy, seeing is a way of knowing. You realize you never saw it. You realize that, oh, that doesn't make sense. Right. It doesn't make sense. At least not visual sense. So that was a key component. That's how you clear it. That's, thank you, God, thank you, Morty Lefko, for giving us that realization that visual sense is core to us creating our beliefs. So she reached that point, and then we ran into a little quote unquote problem here. You see, oh, I know I never saw that I wasn't good enough, but I felt not good enough. Okay, great. Well, what did that feel like? Well, it's different for everyone, right? And here's what's funny. No one ever in human history has ever actually felt not good enough. How do you know? Well, because different people feel different physiological sensations and emotions in different parts of their body. And not good enough is not a universal human experience. There's not a not good enough nerve ending that detects your not good enoughness. There's not a not good enough organ that makes you not good enough, right? So what's actually true is that she felt some fear. What's actually true is that at different points in her life, she felt some shame and some guilt. When you connect to those emotions and you ask yourself, does this shame, does this guilt actually mean I'm not good enough? The answer is no 100% of the time. 100% of the time. Because shame in your chest doesn't actually mean I am unworthy. Sadness in your heart and in your solar plexus and in your throat and tension in your forehead, none of that stuff actually means I am not enough. So here's what we do, folks. We take emotions in our body, okay, right over here. That's emotions in our body. And here's the meaning. I'm not good enough. I'm unworthy. I'm a failure. I'm a piece of shit. Ah! And we go, my emotions, they mean I'm a failure. I'm unworthy. I'm a piece of shit. Great news. No, they don't. If you tap into your emotions one by one and you ask yourself, does this actually mean I'm a failure? Does this actually mean I'm unworthy? Does this actually mean I'm not good enough? No, it doesn't mean that. And once you disconnect that entanglement that you created in the first place, oh, suddenly there's emotional space. Suddenly that energy isn't trapped and charged in my memories with that meaning that I gave them. And that's actually the most important fundamental root of clearing a belief. Because when you clear emotions that are tied to a belief, you're actually releasing the energetic constrictions and bounding of that belief into your nervous system. And so that's what we did over the course of an hour. Realize that shit's not true logically, realize that we never saw it, and realize that we never felt not good enough, unworthy, not enough. All three separate beliefs, but kind of interrelated, right? And at the outset of that process, all that stuff is nonsense to her. Before, when she would say out loud, I'm unworthy, all kinds of negative emotions and sensations would get spontaneously triggered in her body. And that's how you know that you believe something, is when you say it out loud and it makes sense, whether it's logical sense or emotional sense. But when you say something out loud and it makes no sense, it doesn't trigger any sensations, doesn't trigger, aha, that's true, logical sense. That's how you know you're free from it. And she's very free from it, my friends. And I'm excited about it. So, wanted to share that with you. Love you. Have a great day. There is hope. Beliefs can go away super fast. And it's fucking easy and fun.